Welcome to part 2 of the Communications Phase Training. In this session, we will discuss proper communication procedures for apparatus and portable radios. In our department, there are two types of boxes transmitted on structure fires, Category A and Category B. They differ by the number of companies that are responding. Category B boxes are transmitted on all high-rise boxes, the central business district, and fires reported in the dark tunnel. On a Category B box, you will get 4 engines, 4 trucks, 3 battalion chiefs, 1 deputy chief, 1 SDO, and 1 rescue assigned to the box. On a Category B box, you will get 4 engines, 4 trucks, 3 battalion chiefs, 1 deputy chief, 1 SDO, and 1 rescue assigned to the box. All other structure fires will receive a Category A response. On a Category A box, you will get 3 engines, 2 trucks, 2 battalion chiefs, with the addition of 1 rescue if the box is upgraded to a working fire. The first arriving company on a Category A or Category B box shall verify the address and give a size up. On Category B boxes, the first arriving truck will also report out in addition to the first engine and battalion chief. If the first arriving companies give a size up of nothing showing, all companies assigned to the box are to reduce their code to code 1. When a size up of nothing showing is given, the dispatcher will notify the third up engine, the second truck, and second chief that they may disregard, unless the incident commander advises these other companies to continue emergency response. When fire dispatch hears the size up of smoke or fire showing, they will immediately assign a rescue to the box. If at a working fire the incident commander determines that the additional truck and chief are not needed, they will notify fire dispatch and have them disregarded. At a working fire, it is necessary to establish a permanent water supply. When a 5-inch hose is blocking a street, fire dispatch needs to be notified. They will then notify the police and let them know which street is being blocked by the 5-inch line. Whether you're responding to a working fire or one that the size up is nothing showing, all boxes are to be tapped out verbally. To do this, contact fire dispatch on channel 1 and announce "tap out this box" followed by the box number, or "out taps on box" followed by the number. You should be able to locate the number of the box on the MDC. Once a box has been tapped out, all companies will clear themselves using the MDC on their apparatus. They will do so as soon as possible. If the MDC on your apparatus is not functioning properly, contact fire dispatch on the apparatus radio and let them know of your status change. Fire dispatch can perform any function on the MDC upon request of the company officer or the incident commander. Fire dispatch can also tap out a box or clear all companies when necessary. This usually occurs when a box has been confirmed to be a false alarm. When this happens, an announcement on channel 1 will be made by fire dispatch and all companies will be cleared in the CAD system. When a working fire escalates and the resources on hand are not sufficient to handle the incident, extra alarms will be requested by the incident commander. Command will notify 660 on channel 1 of what level of alarm is needed. When an extra alarm is transmitted, a staging location will be designated by command. The staging location will then be announced on channel 1 to all responding companies. When clearing from multiple alarm fires, company officers will do so as soon as they are available to respond to another incident. Do not wait until you return back to your first alarm district. When clearing from an extra alarm fire, unless otherwise notified by 660, companies will return to their home station. Once again, if your MDC is not functioning at this point and you're trying to clear from a multiple alarm fire, just notify 660 on channel 1 and they can make the MDC status changes for you. The fire department currently has 4 simplex radio channels that are available for our use. They are channels 9, 10, 11, and 12. These are tactical channels that are to be used on emergency operations. Bear in mind that simplex channels have a limited range and are not monitored by fire dispatch. Channel 12 is the predominant fireground channel. Channel 11 is often used as an additional radio channel for fireground operations. Channel 10 is usually reserved for hazmat operations. And Channel 9 is an extra channel that is available should you need additional channels for communication. As soon as the fire apparatus arrives on location, the apparatus radio should be placed on Channel 12, or another tactical channel that has been selected by the incident commander. Remember, fire dispatch does not monitor any of the tactical channels. Therefore, any message that needs to be relayed to 660 needs to be done through command or by turning the apparatus radio to Channel 1 and then delivering your message. We respond to a lot of major accidents throughout the city. Whenever there is a report of people pinned or trapped in a major accident, a heavy rescue response will be transmitted. On a heavy rescue response, you will get a rescue, engine, truck, battalion chief, as well as a USAR team, with the possibility of an additional truck to help control traffic. There are times when the incident commander makes the determination that there are not enough resources responding to the incident. At that point, he or she may call for additional companies or equipment to be added to the run. The incident commander can also escalate the incident to any level at any time that it is deemed necessary. When more than 2 apparatuses are requested to assist at an incident, a battalion chief will also be dispatched if one has not already been assigned. When more than 2 fire companies are requested at a still alarm, a box will automatically be transmitted. If more than 2 fire companies are requested at a working fire, an additional alarm will be assigned. This will help the CAD system select the proper companies for fill-in assignments. If you come across any hazard while away from the station, such as signal lights not working or a broken water main, notify fire dispatch by MDC and they will make the necessary calls. More and more frequently, companies are being sent on welfare checks. Once upon the scene, the patient will be assessed whether or not he needs a rescue. Once it has been determined that a rescue is not required, companies are completing their paperwork and then clearing the scene. But the police are automatically assigned to all welfare checks, so we must let them know what we have found through comments on the MDC. Oftentimes, police are calling our dispatch inquiring about the run. But once you have cleared from the incident, the dispatchers have no information that they can provide to the police. If the officer will add a comment to the run via the MDC prior to clearing from the scene, the responding police officers will see the information and make the determination whether they need to continue on or if they can clear. Now let's discuss the procedures for handling bomb threats. If the department receives information of a bomb threat, they will immediately pass this information on to the police. If the police request our assistance on a bomb threat, a battalion chief, an engine company, and a truck company will respond non-emergency to a standby location. Companies who are in the station will be dispatched to a bomb threat by the main line. Unless you are a bomb tech, no department personnel will assist in searching for a bomb. Any bomb threat at Love Field or Executive Airport will be coded in as an Alert 2. Companies are prohibited from referring to a bomb threat over any radio channel, nor will the nature of such calls be announced over the radio. If a company is sent to a hostage situation, you will be instructed to proceed to a standby location, and the nature of the emergency will not be announced on the air. It is the police who will determine whether companies are to proceed emergency or non-emergency on hostage situations. We have mutual aid agreements with other cities outside of Dallas. When these cities request resources from Dallas Fire and Rescue, companies will be dispatched in accordance to those predetermined agreements. If your company is responding to the fire scene of a mutual aid call, a battalion chief will also be sent. If your company is sent on a mutual aid fill-in, Company officers will maintain radio contact with Dallas Fire Dispatch at all times. If you receive a run while filling in at a mutual aid station, notify Fire Dispatch immediately. Dispatchers will then generate a run that will appear on your MDC. If you are away from your station and begin to experience mechanical difficulties between the hours of 0700 and 1645, you can go to Channel 3 and notify the shop directly. Remember, anytime you are out of service for mechanical reasons, you must notify your battalion chief of the situation and what actions are being taken. Anytime a fire department vehicle is involved in a major or minor accident, Fire Dispatch must be notified immediately by apparatus radio. 660 will ask you to call them by cell phone and provide the apparatus number, the equipment number, and also the name of the driver and employee number. If you are assigned to a call when you are involved in an accident, the company officer will inform dispatch whether or not they are able to continue on with their original response. The dispatcher will then make the necessary calls for the particular type of accident. If it is a major accident, a deputy chief and battalion chief will be assigned to investigate. If it is a minor accident, the nearest battalion chief will be sent. On all accidents, the shop and police will be notified by Fire Dispatch. Occasionally, there are times when members of a fire company are needed to assist a rescue in transporting a patient to the hospital. Notify Fire Dispatch when this happens. If the rescue is transporting to a hospital that is in the company's first alarm district, it is the responsibility of that company to pick up its member. However, if the hospital is not in the company's first alarm district, the rescue will return the member to the station upon clearing from the hospital. If the travel time for returning a company's member is excessive, the battalion chief will make arrangements for transportation between the hours of 0700 and 2200. At other times, the EMS shift duty officer will make arrangements for returning the member to the station. The police department have a helicopter that is available for our use when needed. Its call number is Air 1, and it has the ability to communicate on fire department frequencies. There are times when 660 has to go on manual dispatch. When this occurs, all runs are entered by call takers and a computer-generated form is printed with the incident and status fields blank. The only thing that is included on the run form is the time. All of the fields that are blank must be filled in manually by dispatchers. That is why it's important that all status changes be made verbally, so that dispatchers can accurately enter the times on the run form. There are two status boards in fire dispatch, one for the EMS side and one for the fire side. Under normal conditions, dispatchers can monitor the status of EMS and fire companies. But during manual dispatch, the status boards are no longer functional. During this time, dispatchers must manually update status changes. That is why it's important to announce that you are en route, on location, and that you are clear from a scene. During manual dispatch, it is important to write down as much information about the run before leaving the station. Due to all status changes being made verbally, radio transmission should be kept to a minimum. Proper radio etiquette is imperative during manual dispatch. Once again, remember that during manual dispatch, all status changes must be made verbally. After announcing your status change to 660, make sure that you receive verbal confirmation from 660 that they updated your status. Until 660 repeats or confirms your status change, your status remains unchanged. When rescue units are dispatched to a run during manual dispatch, after giving a verbal response to the location, the rescue unit should request for T&I, or time and incident number. The rescue unit will have to write this information down on a blank 200 form. The dispatcher will provide the incident number, and the rescue unit will need to repeat the last 4 digits of the incident number back to the dispatcher for verification. This concludes part 2 of the communications phase training.